Hi, everybody. It's Brian Alston, and I am the self-worth coach. Welcome back to day number 2 of my video series and my journey here um, to living our best lives. So I apologize for the lateness of this one today. I actually got stuck in my own head about it, trying to figure out exactly how I was going to do it. I wanted to add a whole bunch of features and cool effects and everything, but um, most importantly, I wanted to have one document of my coaching library to show you. Unfortunately, because my server is still down, I'm still recovering files on it. Um, it wasn't meant to be today. So dealing with all the special effects and stuff, I got to the point where I just realized, no, I'm making excuses to get this done. Let's just get it done and get it out there for people. It's more important that I reach out to everyone. So something new I'm going to be doing here is including a daily motivation. There's a wonderful website out there called dailymotivation.com, and you can sign up for it, and they email you these daily motivational thoughts. And I'm going to be including these in the description of each video as I create the videos so that you guys can enjoy them too. This one's actually really good. It's about today's motivation was about promises and taking promises seriously. That um, you can't just give people hope by making a promise and then destroy it. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to them. And I felt that was very apropos in reminding me not to worry about all the extraneous stuff and to get the video done today. So that's please read that if you have a moment and enjoy it. And let's get on with the show today. So as you can see, I kept my first promise to you. I call it prison chic. It cut a little shorter than I wanted to do, but you know what? It's fine, and it's not bad at all actually. So my hair is cut. And the reason I did this, the reason I felt like this was one of the first things that I had to do was simply because I feel like sometimes you need to shake things up in order to make that change. Um, Change happens no matter what, but for you to be willing to not just sit back and let things happen, but to actually be an active part of that change and to make it even better, sometimes you need to shake yourself up. And I have been way too complacent in the last year and way too sedentary. The word sloth comes to mind, but I knew that starting fresh with this, I wanted to make some changes, and it feels wonderful to actually have given myself this haircut. I should have probably done it a couple weeks ago. I'm glad I did it for this. It means something now to me. Looking back at it, I will definitely remember it. But uh, that's one of the big things that I wanted to do today. The other is I actually want to talk about a starting point for us in this journey and for me. And um, those of you who don't know, I do have a dog. His name is Chance. He is Super Chance the Wonder Dog. You will hear him barking throughout. Again, that's life. We're going to deal with it. And we're going to roll with the punches, just like phone calls and little interruptions like that. So, what I wanted to talk to you about, and because I don't have the document to show you tonight, it's called an eye chart. I wanted to talk about our starting point. Okay. I remember back years and years ago watching The Mask of Zorro. It was Anthony Hopkins, Catherine Zeta-Jones, and Antonio Banderas. And there was a scene in that movie where Anthony Hopkins, who was the original Zorro, was training uh, Antonio Banderas to become the new Zorro. And he was in Zorro's cave. Now, what was so important about this was not just like the Batcave for Batman. This was his place of training, not just solitude, not just supercomputers and stuff like that. This was a place of training. It was old. It was um, full of cables and etchings on the floor and designs, all meant to make him a better swordsman, faster, quicker, smarter, more agile. And the first lesson that he actually taught was placing Antonio Banderas in the center of these concentric circles on the floor. Now, his mindset was that there is nothing outside of these circles. For right now, until I tell you differently, there is nothing outside of these circles. There's not vengeance, there's not revenge, there's not side pursuits, there's nothing outside of these circles until he said so. The idea is you made this circle your world. Now, he worked from the outside in, focusing and refining Antonio Banderas to a laser sharp edge, so that he had one sole focus and purpose, to seek that revenge that he was looking for. I've always interpreted it differently. What I've seen it as is a center circle with the concentric circles spreading outward from there. And the same rules apply. There is nothing outside of that first circle. And that first circle is me. It's us. Okay? So what that means is we start from within to change everything that's reflected back at us without. Okay? Our relationships, how we see the world, our finances, our living, our intimacy, our fun, our family connections. All of it starts from one single point, and that's us. Okay? There's no blame. There's no guilt. There's no shame. We're not starting with any of that. We're starting on a clean slate here. So forget the past. Remember the lessons. Let go of the guilt. This is going to be a key thought throughout everything that we're going to do here. So for today, I want you just to imagine these concentric circles and picture yourself standing in that most center circle. Okay? And this is me. This is I. This is us. Okay? And everything within the circle right now is all that matters to us, which is us. There's no distractions coming from it. Not a dog barking, not a phone ringing. And we're going to work from there. Okay? And it's going to take some time. This is not something where, oh, it's just 1, 2, 3 steps and we're done. No, we're going to be working on this. And there will be times when we find we have to take a step back into a more inner circle to relearn something or to learn it differently. And that's okay. As long as we're making progress, we're winning at our lives, okay? We're working towards our best lives. Don't give up. Don't think that this is a competition or a race. There is no finish line here that we're looking for. Right now, that doesn't matter. We're not looking at the top of the mountain going, I can't do this. No, it has nothing to do with that. Right now, all we care about is looking down at our feet, taking that first step, okay? And once we do that, we take our next step. And right now, we're concentrating on us, okay? That's all that matters here. So keeping that in mind, I want to talk about distractions that do pop up. And of course, there's always going to be stuff going on. For instance, I've mentioned that I'm in the middle of a renovation because of water damage that occurred. There's a lot with that. There's so many bags of stuff that I could unload, but it's not necessary. One of the most important things that I have realized is that because of the renovations, it has limited me to what I can and can't eat, just because I don't have a counter. I don't have sinks. So it's about keeping stuff cold and eating more items that are grab and go, shall we say. Now I can still do a couple of little things, but it's nothing great. I can't go cooking my world famous spaghetti bolognese with red wine. I can't do that. I can't, make a 7-course meal. Not that I need it, but just saying, I don't have those options right now. So instead of stopping in our tracks and going, I can't do it, fail, we're going to start thinking about opportunities, possibilities. Okay. If the path in front of us is blocked, what is the easiest way to get through it? Do we try to go straight through it? Do we tunnel underneath? Do we climb on top of it? Do we just go around it? Okay. Or do we open our eyes and actually take a look at where we are and look for the opportunities that are there? So often we're focused on the one thing, and we don't want to do that here. We want to be aware of what's going on around us. Okay. When we're focused on that, we call it tunnel vision. Okay. And it's a term that there's a term in coaching that we use called being in the box. And what that basically means is if you're in a box, you're focused on one thing. You can't see the other stuff going on because your focus and your energy is being spent right on that one thing. As a coach, one of the things that I'm supposed to do in helping people is I come in and I help them see what they cannot. Okay. I help to recognize that they're in a box and provide them with different perspectives from where I'm standing. I can see what they can't. I'm not telling them what to do. I'm showing them the opportunities. Okay. And that's what we're going to be doing here too. As such, it's a lot easier to help other people and coach other people than it is to coach oneself. Okay. To that end, I have always been a firm believer in everyone should have a coach when they need it, including coaches. And I know most other coaches that are worth their salt feel the same way. So from time to time, I'm going to have other coaches come in and we will do the video chats working on maybe my issues or just getting into something that is a very common issue for a lot of people and have a good discussion that way, not just me. So I want you to know that there's a whole complex world out there. And we're going to take it bite by bite here. No pun intended with the dieting. Now, as far as the dieting goes, we did talk about that briefly yesterday. With everything else happening, I did not get a chance to weigh myself today. I will do that before tonight, before I have dinner, and we'll be talking about that. I'll try and post it, but computer access is limited here except for what I'm dealing with right now. So I will get back to that. I promise that will be something that gets done today. I will try and tag it into the labels. If not, we will definitely be discussing it tomorrow's video. Now, I do know this video is late tonight. Tomorrow's will be a lot earlier. So maybe I will save the numbers for tomorrow, but rest assured that is getting done. As far as what I've been doing to try and eat healthier, I mentioned that I'm going to do a low carb program, and that's wonderful. It works for some people. It doesn't work for others. Everybody is different. And I mentioned the Metabolism Miracle. I found this nutritionist. Actually, I have a really good friend who had me see this nutritionist years and years ago. And her name was Diane, the nutritionist's name was Diane Kress. And I learned a lot about metabolism at the time. I actually found out that genetically, roughly half the population is predisposed to certain diabetic factors. And it really splits. There's really two types of metabolism they discovered. Metabolism A and metabolism B, for lack of a better term. And the easiest way to picture this is if the people with metabolism A, well, basically, they're the kind of people, if they do gain weight, they can do a program that, and please, I'm not knocking any program out there that's a dietary program or health program like that. But I'm going to use Weight Watchers for an example. And with Weight Watchers, with people who have metabolism A, they're going to find that it's a lot easier to follow that kind of program, and they're going to see their weight drop and then plateau and drop and plateau, just like steps, exactly the way it's supposed to be as the body readjusts and everything. People with metabolism B won't look like those steps because of their way their body processes sugars and carbohydrates and releases these and insulin and all into the body. They look more like a biplane coming in for a crash landing, up and down and all over the place. Okay, so you'll hear people complain, well, why isn't this working? It doesn't make sense. I lost weight. I did this. I should have done that. And I will say that I'm referring more to the Weight Watchers programs from years ago that I knew that were very structured on the foods and the calories, not so much on the carbs. Now they have a much broader program, and it's wonderful from what I hear. You know, everybody learns, everybody grows, and that's a great thing. So just using Weight Watchers as an example to explain the two types of metabolism I was taught about is a simple example right there. So what I found is that I had my blood work done. I found out that I am a metabolism B person. And as a result, I react to carbs and starches and sugars differently. My body kind of goes into an overproduction of insulin and then requires more sugars. And it's a process that it's self-defeating. Think about somebody who has an allergy to bees. Okay. In a nutshell, people who have allergies to bees, it's not the venom from the stinger that's causing them to swell up and constrict and all of that. It's actually the body overproducing what it needs to combat the venom. And in that sense, it's the same thing for somebody who has this type B metabolism. My body overproduces. Here's a perfect example to understand it, and then we'll move on. If we went to McDonald's together and we both ordered an order of regular French fries, and they were exactly the same amount of fries, same size, everything, and we both ate exactly the same number of French fries, how you process if you were metabolism A and I was metabolism B, how you process those French fries and the carbohydrates and the starches and the sugars is going to be completely different from how my body does. And as a result, my body's going to go wonky because of its inability to process these things efficiently. So you'll actually process the French fries better than my body would. And as a result, it's going to store fats and it's going to store and it's going to pass through a lot less. And as I said, it's basically a matter of efficiency. My body can't process it efficiently. And as a result, it leads to a lot of other factors. What we've learned from that is that for me, and the proof is in my history of health and weight loss, and that I need something that stays away from the starches and the carbs and the sugars. So a low carb program that's almost like a pre-diabetic program is what works for me. Lots of vegetables, lots of vitamins, lots of lean meats, hard cheeses are okay. But I got to stay away from the carbs. I got to stay away from the sugars. I can have a limited amount. And it can be strict sometimes. And I will say that I've never gotten to a point where I had lost enough weight that I had shifted into maintenance that I could, loosen the ropes, loosen the belt a little bit, and enjoy a little bit more carbs and learn how to live that way. But that is one of the things I am hoping to do here with my increased health. So we're going to be doing that. So I've started that. And right now, because it's been difficult, the one nice thing about this program, I will tell you, is I do allow myself one major uh, one major treat, and that is I like my half and half in my coffee. So I drink my coffee with half and half. That is my one gimme. I accept no shame or guilt from it. I enjoy it. It's something about living your life and enjoying it has to be part of whatever you do. And for me, I enjoy that coffee with the half and half in my Splenda in the mornings. Um, if you know anything about me, you'll know that, and you'll also know not to call me before I've had my coffee in the morning. But that is my treat. And along with that, a lot of people jump onto these keto diets and get into ketosis and the low carb diets, and they start eating eggs for breakfast, and that's great. But there's only so many eggs you can eat. Trust me. I'm not Paul Newman. I'm not going to try to do as many eggs in an hour as he did. Long story short is you have to have some variety. But for me, for grab and go purposes, I love lean turkey breast. It works for me. It actually tastes good with coffee. It's something I know you wouldn't think of for a breakfast, but it's not bad. And then the other options I have, I can make a wrap if I need to with some eggs. I can cook some sausage. I can have bacon. There are choices out there. But for me, I'm not that picky in the morning. When it's time for breakfast, I can easily grab turkey, coffee, and go. Um, and leave myself some treats like eggs and stuff for the weekend. And if I'm hungry, I can make some boiled eggs or something like that and carry them too. Anyway, I digress. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to start from this inner circle. I want to just recap here what we've been talking about. It all begins from there, and it all begins with us. I want you to try something for me if you would, okay? After this video is over, I would like you to take a moment, go find a quiet place in the house where you have a mirror that you can look at, be it the bathroom, your bedroom, what have you. And I'd just like you to take a minute and just look at yourself in the mirror. Anytime you have a judgment, I want you to put it out of your mind. I just want you to look at yourself. Okay? And I want you to take in something very important. I want you to think about all the years of experience, the feelings, the thoughts, the actions, the physical activity, all the life experiences that you've had, all the relationships you've had with people, whether it be from the bank teller saying good morning, or an intimate relationship with your partner or your children or your parents or your siblings. I want you to think about all of that. How many years of all of that are inside of you and being reflected back in that image? You are a good person, and you deserve the very, very best life has to offer. But now is the time to remind yourself of that. I can tell you until I'm blue in the face. But before we start this, you have to be ready. So I want you to look in the mirror. I want you to take that minute to remember all of this, to look at yourself, and to realize you're a good person. And if you can get yourself there, if you really, really want this, and you want to live your best life, then I want you to look in that mirror. I want you to say your name. Tell yourself that you're ready to jump. Okay. Now I have my video showing back at me in a screen here. And so I've kind of been watching myself this whole time. Not the easiest thing to do in the world. But I'm going to tell you right now, my name is Brian Alston. I'm a good person. I deserve everything life has to offer. And I am ready to jump. It can be that simple, guys. So I hope tomorrow, when you watch the next video, you'll have gone through that step with me and you're ready to start, because I plan to hit the ground running tomorrow. Okay. Also, I've combined all the links for my various pages, my professional page, my coaching landing page, my Instagram account, the YouTube channel that these videos are going to be on, all into a link tree. I'll be including the link on with this video. Please, if you have a moment, go in, like, share, join, everything. Subscribe to the YouTube channel for me. It just lets me know that you guys are out there and you care and you're interested, and it gives me motivation to keep doing this for you. Okay. Either way, we're going forward, but I'd love to hear back from you. I'd also love to hear feedback. Let me know what you're thinking. Okay. If you're not quite sure what to say, or you're worried about doing something, message me privately. I don't care. That's fine. I'll be happy to read it and respond to you. There is nothing stopping us so great that we can't get over or around or through. So I'm going to leave it at that. Please check the link tree and like, share, subscribe, join. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace, everybody.